Hello, welcome to Mirae Asset Sharekhan's quarterly sector review. In this episode, we will find out what's in store for the pharmaceutical sector in Q3 FY26 and what can be the major takeaways for investors. Let's get started with a quick snapshot. Our universe of pharmaceutical companies clocked a 13% YOY revenue growth and 15% rise in EBITDA as complex drugs, biosimilars, and branded formulations got a greater share of the revenue pie. EBITDA margins rose marginally by 27 basis points. We expect complex and biosimilar drug pipeline to outperform in the current scenario. Across the sector, EBITDA growth was on the back of revenue strength from Indian formulations and developing markets. However, margins increase was limited to 27 basis points due to higher raw material prices, ongoing generic price cuts in the US, and a common one-off labor welfare expense. Coming to domestic and emerging markets, India's drug sales remain a reliable base powered by chronic segments growing at 10 to 16%. Sun Pharma eyes mid to high single-digit revenue growth for the full year FY26, boosted by gaining 8.4% market share. Emerging markets perform well, with Dr. Reddy's up 32% YOY, balancing flat US results and setting up companies like Lupin and Torrent for ongoing double-digit growth at home. Carrying on from the last quarter, the ongoing shift from generics to complex drugs helped pharmaceutical companies attain resilience, thus offsetting some pressure in legacy segment and US generics market. R&D investments and innovation in differentiated therapies remain key growth focuses. Divi's Labs focuses on high capacity utilization to push margins above 32%. Dr. Reddy's with 7 to 8% R&D spend performed relatively well considering price erosion in G-Revlimid. Laurus Labs and Zydus use CDMO and biosimilars to beat expectations and cut risk from basic generics. After Q3 FY26 results, the outlook of the Indian pharma companies stay positive at its core. This is driven by strong domestic business and varied product pipelines despite US price cuts holding back growth. Main factors include steady expansion in India and emerging markets and growth in the CDMO and biosimilar segments. Companies aim for mid-single-digit revenue growth while working to steady their margins. API companies are expected to see steady growth with stable pricing. Dr. Reddy's, Cipla, and Sun have all witnessed significant price erosion from G-Revlimid in the past few quarters, and going forward, we expect to see limited volatility in quarterly results. The GLP-1 opportunity presents a $100 billion market over the next decade, and we expect the pharma sector to continue its growth with reasonable valuations of 20 to 30x on FY28 EPS. The sector's leaders for Q3 FY26 include Sun Pharma, Torrent Pharma, Lupin, and Divi's Laboratories Limited. The sector's laggards include Cipla Limited and Artemis Medicare Services Limited. Our preferred picks for the sector are Sun Pharmaceuticals, Torrent Pharmaceuticals, Lupin Limited, and Divi's Laboratories. Key risks include intense price erosion pressures, inclusion of drugs in the NLEM portfolio. This ends our series of sector reviews for this quarter. We hope you found our insights and advice to be valuable. All of our research offerings are now under one umbrella, the Mirae Asset Sharekhan Research Center. Explore research calls and detailed research reports across equity, mutual funds, F&O, commodities, ETFs, and more. Visit research.sharekhan.com to kickstart your wealth creation journey backed by our research experts. Thank you for watching.
Investment in securities market is subject to market risk. Read all related documents carefully before investing.